question 18, we're asked to find the area of a triangle, and that normally is very simple. Now, this isn't towards the end of the paper, so there's a very small chance that you'll be needed to use, let me just find it. See this formula here? There's a formula there for area of a triangle, but it won't suit this actual question. So if we go back to 18, for that we'd need to know either this side, which we could find out, but I'm not going to. There's a much easier way of doing this. Right, the normal formula is base times the height divided by 2, and that would give us the area of a triangle. And we know the base, that's 12, but we don't know the height, and when we do, we can half it. So this is the formula I'm going to use. So I need to find the perpendicular height of the triangle. As soon as I draw that line in, and I know it's a perpendicular height, I form a right angle triangle. So what I'm going to do now is redraw it, but just with one. And I'm going to take the one on the right. So if that whole length was 12, I now know that is 6, and I now know that is 54, and this is what I'm trying to find out there. So imagine yourself stuck in the angle. This is opposite you. This is the longest one opposite the right angle, so that's the hypotenuse, and that is the adjacent. So this isn't involved in my question at all. I need the ratio, the trigonometric ratio that has the opposite and the adjacent. So I'm going to write my SOHCAHTOA. So O and A is TOA. So I'm going to set up my formula. So tan of the angle is the opposite over the adjacent. If you use those trig triangles, this bit might confuse you a little bit, but I like to teach maths properly and not use any cheats and rules. So bear with me. So tan of the angle, which is 54, the opposite was what we're trying to find, and the adjacent was 6. So I've just used my formula. I've written the numbers, or substituted the numbers into my formula, and now I'm trying to find h, which I can do really simply, because to get h on its own, at the moment it's being divided by 6. To remove it, I need to multiply by 6. So I'm going to be looking for 6 lots of tan 54, and that will give me my answer. So make sure your calculator is in degrees. It should have a little d there. So 6 times tan 54, and that gives me as 8.258, blah, 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 blah. Now, don't shorten it. I'm going to now put this into that formula. So it's going to be 12 times 8.258, all of that, divided by 2, and that will give me the area. Now, so I don't lose any accuracy, I have that still on my calculator. I'm now going to times it by 12 and press equals. So that is me doing that top part. Then, because I've pressed equals, I know it's calculating all of that. It will remember that. If I press divide by 2, it will give me the area as 49.5497 and so on. But the question wants 3 significant figures. First, second, third, because they're all between 1 and 9. 4 tells me to round down, so it's 49.5 centimetres squared. 4 marks.